Greetings everyone, Eric here, and welcome back to a new video. Just like with yesterday's video where I watched the premiere of The Flash and did a little bit of my thoughts on it, Season 3 of Arrow started tonight, and I just finished watching the first episode of Season 3, so I figured I'd give my thoughts. Before I do though, just like with yesterday where I kind of told you where I was with the whole thing, kind of backstory of where I started and all with watching this, I want to start with the Arrow. Now, with Arrow, I believe I mentioned in the previous video, if not, I will mention here, is that I am not that well versed in Green Arrow, which is what the Arrow is based off of, the DC Comics series. Now, the only thing I know of Green Arrow is mostly from what I've seen in the animated series and a couple Justice League comics, but mostly animated. So I'm not that well versed in him. I know a few little tidbits about him, but nothing really all that much. So going into Arrow, I really didn't know much. So the fact that they didn't really follow the source material all that faithfully, it wasn't really a problem as much for me just because I didn't know the source material, so I couldn't really judge it based on that. Now, I watched, because of the Flash coming out, I really wanted to get the backstory of the Arrow first since it introduced the Flash. So I went back and I watched the first two seasons, and I really did enjoy it. It was a really good series. I really like it, and I'm still am, so... But there was only a few things that kind of irked me a little bit, and I'll actually talk about that later because it's something that comes up in this episode, but it's not really that big of a deal. The only things was some of the characters' backgrounds, mostly the villains, were a little bit different than what I'm used to, mainly because some of the villains were not specifically his villains all the time. Mainly guys like Deathstroke in Season 2 was not a Green Arrow villain originally. He first premiered in Teen Titans, and eventually, the only time he became a villain of Green Arrow is after Green Arrow stabbed him in his eye when he fought the Justice League one time. And that's when he kind of made it a personal little gripe towards Ollie and all. But I did enjoy the way they handled it. I think they got a great actor to play Deathstroke. I really enjoyed the performance that they all gave. I'm not used to this I'm not used to this Oliver. This Oliver is a lot more darker and kind of cynical. To me, he's more Batman than he is Ollie. Because the Ollie I know, and from what I hear, it's kind of a thing where in the DC animated universe of Justice League Unlimited, where they showed Green Arrow, a couple of my friends who know Green Arrow say that he's more like that. He's more kind of funny, a little kind of that kind of sarcastic humor. And I was expecting that, like that's what I was expecting, but this is a lot darker. This is basically more like how Batman usually would be. So I am kind of cool because it's like, hey, Batman, but it's just a little different for me. But I still like the series. The choreography is amazing in the fight scenes, and it's still a present here. So on to the episode. So Season 1 picks up pretty much right where the Flash pretty much starts, because the Flash and this are taking place, I believe it's either a year or about 9 months or so. It's many months later after the events of the end of Season 2 of Arrow. And at the end of Season 2, they showed that, I think he was Officer at the time, Officer Lance, which is Laurel's father, he collapsed and he was coughing up blood, and I think it had something to do with the Mirakuru battle that he had against one of the Deathstroke's minions. I think it injured him more than they thought, and he had some internal bleeding. He seems to be relatively... he's alive, he seems relatively okay, but he still has a lot of lingering issues because they first show him, and he's actually I think he's a captain now, which is awesome. I love that. He's immediately went, like, right near the beginning, they immediately established that he's for the Arrow, and he has stopped all police activity going after the vigilante, and he's pretty much in support of him. And he made that public, that the police office is in support of Arrow. And that's awesome, because I want this to be more... where they can just get through with what he's doing and just back to basics, where he's taking out, organized crime, and he's not having to really worry that much about the whole, police after him, because it just makes it a little more interesting, because now you don't have to worry about the whole police thing and all this other stuff, and it allows it to have more fun with it, and that's what I want, and that's what I heard, that this season's supposed to have a little bit more upbeat tempo at times, and just kind of focus on the more, I guess, the vigilante aspect of just being a crime fighter and a hero. So I did enjoy that. They made a return of a previous villain who had died, his Count Vertigo. Played this time. It's a different guy though. I didn't catch his name, but he's calling himself the Count. He altered the Vertigo. I keep saying He altered the Vertigo medicine, or the drug, so that it also had a fear toxin in it now, which kind of made me kind of draw an eye up, because I was like, wait a minute. Fear toxin is Crane's thing. Crane is Scarecrow in Batman. So I don't know if they're hinting at that. That would be cool if they do, because I would really love to see that. Also, Oliver and Felicity Smoke. It seems that they're starting to kind of get a little closer. I know that the actors for those two parts are together, I believe. So I can understand them kind of bring them together. But one of the things that is bothering me is just this whole thing where keeps getting mopey about not knowing if he can be Oliver Queen and Arrow at the same time, and this whole. I'm like, can we please just get over that, please? I don't care. It's been 2 seasons and he's still doing it. I don't care. I don't want to see him fighting over whether he believes he can be one and the other. Just get over it, please. Can you just allow this guy to just get over that, so that we can have better, just good stories of other things going on? One thing I did like is the fact that they did keep up with the events of the previous season, where John Diggle, he has this child now. I think it's a girl, daughter now, which is going to change things, I believe. He's probably not going to be as much an active role in the whole Green Arrow thing, just because he's a father now, and he has to think about his wife, well, not wife yet, but his girl and his little girl and his girlfriend. So it's kind of one of those things. One thing I thought was really cool is that they had Palmer, I believe his name is Ray Palmer. I believe his name, yeah, Ray Palmer. And I was kind of a little like, whoa, wait, and because he is the Atom. And the Atom was a scientist who created this suit that he able to wear that allows him to change his size. He can shrink down to really small sizes and grow. And he's extraordinarily brilliant. Another thing I really liked is the actor playing him. I can never remember his name, but if you've ever seen Superman Returns, he's the guy who played Superman and Clark Kent, that actor. And he's playing a really awesome job here. I really like him. It's just so interesting to see him doing superhero stuff again, and I hope they continue with the actual effects of him having the costume eventually and the shrink suit ability. I know they're probably not going to do it now, but it'd be nice if they did it down the road. But anyway, this episode kind of ended definitely a little interestingly. Black Canary, which her name is Sarah Lance, Black Canary got shot in the stomach with 3 arrows. And it was kind of interesting because she turned around and was like surprised to see this person. You could hear him say something, and she just got shot. And now I'm trying to kind of interesting of like, is this Ra's al Ghul coming into play here? I mean, are we finally getting more of him coming in and having more effect? I don't know. I really hope that they're going to start this pretty early, because that'd be awesome. But yeah. So far, I really like the episode. I am getting a little tired of the whole, can I be Oliver Queen or can I only be Arrow? It's like, I don't care. I really don't. Just punch bad guys, please. Just get over yourself. Like, I'm sorry, that just bugs me when even when comics do it. Because when comics do it, I'm just like, okay, when are we going to get to the part where he finally gets over it? Oh, great, it's going to be like halfway through the season. Ugh. It just annoyed me. But that's about all I really have to complain about. They did it in the first 2 seasons where they kept having this back and forth yo-yo effect of just him. But I'm not going to rant on that anymore. I really like it. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait for the next episode because I want to see what's going on with this whole thing with Sarah and all. Shut up, Bone. Shut up. But yeah. thank you for watching. I will probably see you guys next week. I will probably do this again for both the new episode of Flash and the new episode of Arrow, except I'll do it in one video instead of two. So I'll wait, because after Arrow they show the Flash again. So you can watch, if you missed it on the night of the Flash, but you're able to watch Arrow the next night, you'll be able to watch the episode of Flash because it plays right after it. I hope they keep doing it. That'd be awesome. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will talk to you guys next week about this. I'm going to try and get some more videos done for other things, but that's a whole other topic. Just trying to get some things worked out, and it's just a lot of personal crap. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later!